In a world defined by power, privilege, and prestige, one young nobleman gave it all up, not for glory or fame, but for Christ. He was a prince, heir to one of Italy's most powerful families. But instead of a throne, he chose a cassock. Instead of luxury, he chose poverty. And in the prime of his youth, he laid down his life for the poor and the sick. This is the story of Saint Louis Gonzaga, mystic and patron of Catholic youth. Louis Gonzaga was born on March 9, 1568, in the castle of Castiglione del Stiviere, near Mantua in northern Italy. He was the eldest son of Ferdinando Gonzaga, Marquis of Castiglione, and was destined for a life of military honor and nobility. From an early age, Louis was immersed in the customs of the court. At just 4 years old, he wore miniature armor and accompanied his father on military campaigns. By 7, he was already serving in courtly functions, learning Latin and the arts of diplomacy, but amidst the glitter of palaces and privilege, something deeper stirred in young Louis. At age 9, Louis had a spiritual awakening. He began to pray devoutly, practice penance, and study the lives of saints. A turning point came when he read a book on the lives of Jesuit missionaries. The fire of divine love burned in his heart, and he made a secret vow of chastity. Louis began to reject the vanities of his status. He fasted, gave up meat, avoided idle talk, and even refused to look women in the face, so determined was he to live in purity of heart. His family, however, had other plans. When Louis announced his desire to become a Jesuit, his father was furious. The Gonzagas had military glory and political clout to uphold, and Louis was the heir. His father tried everything: threats, bribes, pressure from relatives, even royal influence, but Louis remained firm. Finally, after years of resistance, his father relented. At the age of 17, Louis renounced his inheritance and entered the Society of Jesus in Rome. As a Jesuit novice, Louis embraced a life of study, obedience, and service. He was known for his humility, deep prayer, and extreme devotion to the Eucharist. Often absorbed in contemplation, he seemed to live already in heaven, yet his health was fragile. He suffered from kidney disease and constant headaches. His spiritual director, Saint Robert Bellarmine, advised him to moderate his penances. But Louis's longing for God made him eager for sacrifice. In 1591, a deadly plague struck Rome. While many fled the city, the Jesuits stayed behind to care for the sick and dying. Louis volunteered eagerly,